What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Dynamite review. I didn't do one last week, but I am back. I'm also gonna do the redemption predictions, and that video is gonna come out tomorrow. So we had a really great Dynamite, definitely better than last week. Last week's was disappointing, but this one was pretty good. I think I'm gonna start off with the Darby and Kevin Knight match. This banged. These guys have great chemistry. I do think the match that they had in the Continental Classic last year was definitely better than this one, but this was still a great match. And Kevin Knight destroyed Darby. He hit him with that coast to coast drop kick, and then hit him with the title before that, and then he hit him with the UFO splash to win. That was great. And then the DCF comes out, and he's then talking about how he's gonna be two-time champ, and he's defended the TBS title more than anybody else. He beat the record that was previously held by Kyle Fletcher, and I'm really loving the tension that is going on in the Don Callis family. He also says that he did it on his own. He beat Darby without any help, so that is definitely a countdown to how long Kevin Knight is going to be in here in the Don Callis family. And then Kyle Fletcher also talks about how, Kevin thinks he's all that. He is also going to beat Bandido at Redemption by himself. He doesn't need the Don Callis family either. He says, matter of fact, me and Okada are going to beat Brodido tonight, and we won't need any help. So the tension is real. And I really like, this is one of my favorite things about the Don Callis family, is that there's always tension. Like, I don't think there's been, like, outside of like when like everybody started coming in a lot, that was the time where there was harmony. But as soon as the Okada and Konosuke Takeshita stuff started, like, it's been rocky since. We had a couple of, I think I want to talk about the couple of segments that we had, or the backstage stuff, or like packages, because we had one with Maya Wild and Shida, and they're talking about the match that they're gonna have. That is gonna be fun. I really like Shida's character. I feel like she's finally coming into her own, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, Maya Wild getting a title shot, being on a pay-per-view for the second time in a row, back-to-back pay-per-views. I'm really happy for her. We got, and I'm not doing this in any order, but we got a backstage thing with Cope and Cage, and they get attacked by Pac and Claudio Castagnoli. So I'm looking, that match is probably going to be good. Like, I know Cope and Cage, like, in terms of having great matches, it's kind of iffy that, like, they're either going to get in there with a great team like FTR or the Young Bucks, and they're gonna put on a banger, or they're gonna go in there with an okay group like the Dogs, and they're gonna have a decent match. But Pac and Claudio are like great wrestlers, so I'm hoping this match bangs. We also had a match with Jay White and who's the other guy? The other Dogs guy. I'm forgetting his name, but they had a pretty fine match. Jay White need to get back in the tights. Those pants that he wears are not it. So please get back to it and wear like actually good pants. We also got a backstage thing by the Bang Bang Gang after that, and they basically challenged the Dogs to a tag team match at Redemption. And it's going to be a chains. I don't know if it's going to be like a dog collar match or what is going to happen there. So I'm looking forward to that. Dog collar matches are always, it's like they enhance the tag match. Like, I haven't seen a dog collar match that sucked. Bear in mind, I've only seen two, the Briscoes and FTR1 and CM Punk and MJF. So please don't show me my third dog collar match that turns out to be disappointing. And then we can now finally get back to, we had Chris Jericho doing the most sinister voice he can conjure up, and yeah, the Painmaker is coming up pretty cringe. I don't know. Hopefully, the match is still good at Redemption. Then we had what is my favorite segment from the show. We had a Willow and Tekla promo. Tekla finally has a live promo. I feel like he hasn't had that in some time, so I really enjoyed this. And Willow just comes off natural when she talks. Like, I really enjoy her cutting promo, especially going back and forth with someone. And this was really good. I feel like whoever wins this, it's gonna be great. I would obviously kind of be done for like a triple threat match. Like, I wouldn't mind that, and I'll talk more about that in the predictions video. But yeah, this was a great promo. Kind of going back and forth. Kind of jabs here and there. Looking forward to this. I feel like this is one of the matches that I'm looking most forward to because it doesn't feel obvious and it's also consequential. Like, probably the most consequential match for All In, like on this card. And then this led to the match. We had the match, the no DQ match between Divine Dominion and the Sisters of Sin. That was a no DQ match. So it's obviously going to be like a lot of shit going on and it's going to be fun. I don't think the match was exceptional in any way. It was just a fun match, right? Like, them just destroying each other, tables and stuff. And this was also, I believe, to send off Julia Hart, who's going to be participating in the 5-star Grand Prix. So hopefully when she comes back, she is a better wrestler. I feel like she isn't horrible, but she can definitely improve so much more. Also, looking at the 5-star stuff, I think more so the match where they won the Artist of Stardom. I didn't realize how tall she was. Like, she is the tallest in the Triangle of Madness, but it feels like Tekla just has this big energy about her. I didn't even notice. And then we had the main event, the trios match, and it started off as the opening segment where we see Will and Kenny, in the back, and they're talking about this match, and they're kind of like, hey, you just came back from injury, if you wanna take it easy, tag me in, I'll deal with it. And then Kenny's also like, yeah, but your neck is, like, you just came back from neck surgery, so if your neck is bothering you, tag me in. It was pretty funny. There wasn't any tension, which was immediately fixed by John Moxley coming in and being like, there is no tension in this room whatsoever, which I found really funny. And the tension that was missing was definitely apparent in the match because the match was good to start off. Like, it was probably the second best match after the Darby and Kevin Knight match, and it was really great. I feel like I really liked how there was kind of a moment where Kenny had to like take in Mox, and he didn't want to do that. When Will had to choose whether he wants to take in Mox or Kenny, so like that kind of stuff was fun. But the best part of this was the post match, because obviously the baby faces won, and we had kind of tension where there was a lot of pushing, and then the young bucks came in to help Kenny because they don't trust Mox. And that was established last week, and it's why they're having that tag match at Redemption. But they came in and stuff started getting physical. They started beating each other, and then the Don Callis family comes in. Kevin Knight lays out Kenny, and then he stands tall. So I'm looking forward to the show. It's gonna be great. AEW always delivers, so I'm looking forward to that. I left out the Brodido match with Kyle and Okada, Protocada. That was also a great match. And Kyle Fletcher got pinned and he blamed Okada. So that is also coming to an end. Protocada is not doing great. So it's only a matter of time before Okada shows his true colors to Kyle Fletcher. That is the video. Like, subscribe. It's free. You don't get charged to subscribe. And see you next time. Again, the prediction video will be coming out tomorrow.